this sort of situation. Dempsey's the man who's down.
It favors their police. Look at Dempsey there without receiving, without scanning, and eventually just clattering on the young Litsipe Morabe and conceding a foul at that point in time. It gives police also the chance as Maswanganyi make his way in.
Well, Dempsey has had a good match today. He's played nearly an hour of football, and Patrick Maswanganyi will come into Danson on the field of play quite regularly for Orlando Pirates. The man who comes and takes his place. He's played 8 times in the domestic environment, league and cup for Orlando Pirates so far this season. 27-year-old, formerly from Supersport United. And quality midfielder, isn't he, Patrick?
He is, he is.
The Carling Knockout, the League Cup in South Africa football that gets underway this coming weekend. And if Cheney's able to continue, then Buthelezi might have a busy week.
It's all about having depth, having different options, more especially in the goalkeeping department, which is a specialized position for that matter. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how China reacts before the Tuesday encounter against FC.CAFCL.
This is where Lioli played their first round match against Orlando Pirates, not having a stadium that meets the quality that CAF is looking for as far as stadia is concerned. Lovely work in the middle of the park here. Nemtajela looking for something special. Mbutuma wasn't really well positioned, and there might have been a foot up from the Pirates.
Because now they've opened the freeway on the left side when Daba is operating.
You see, there he is over the halfway line looking to link up with Mbutuma. And so Mbule is sitting in the pocket at the moment.
Yeah.
This is Patrick Maswanganyi, man of a delightful passing expertise. Doesn't have his wingman here today in Relebohile Mofokeng. Not part of the matchday squads from him. Mbule. Short passing game from Orlando Pirates. 20 minutes played in the second half. Nearly do. Luckily, Mbule was able to tickle that ball back to Buthelezi. Nemtajela. I think Pirates are offside here. In fact, the offside flag stays down. There was a moment of hesitation. And they're going to get themselves in trouble here, Pirates. All lining up to do something, and nobody did anything eventually. So Pili Pili, the guilty party.
Yes, it started with Maswanganyi reffing himself offside, adjudged to thinking that might have been offside, but with the assistant ref, so he played on.
They've done well. They're up to 4th place on the log table at the moment after an early stumble against Sekakuni United and against Marumo Gallants. But since then, unbeaten in League and Cup and winning the first Cup competition of the season. Another promising free kick for the home side. There's a gap available. I think that's what he's got to aim for. Oh, he's played a little bit of a trick here on the Diodi defence. They didn't fall for it, and well positioned. William Hooney. Yeah, MasterChef's had a good game today.
He's cooking. Look at that free kick routine, Kevin. Interesting to see from Maswanganyi. He had a nice curl going into the far right of Hani. He could have troubled him, but he just went central.
This level and the score line that, you know, you have to applaud the inventiveness, and you get an opportunity to have this sort of inventiveness because you play against one of the top North African sides, one of the big Ghanaian sides, one of the big Nigerian sides, Ivory Coast, Cameroon. You're not going to have the same sort of opportunities to apply that sort of space. But Pirates really starting to turn it on now. They've stayed on side. Chance for Morebe and the hat-trick. A chance as well for Patrick Maswanganyi. It's a really good challenge from the Diodi skipper.
They are Pirates full of attacks, busy over the top. Interesting to see exactly as for Nemtajela. Yes, indeed, he was offside, and eventually it was caught by the assistant referee. Had he left it for Ndaba?
And then the Pirates have changed goalkeepers with Chain picking up a little bit of a muscle knock by the look of things, and a precautionary one feels. Yes, Sipho Mbule, crossing corner. It's the BC to Siema. Just toying with the Diodi at the moment. Orlando Pirates on the ball playing side, and now that opens up the play very nicely for the new man. Mbutuma scores for the first time in a Pirates jersey.
Final pass from Maswanganyi had made it easy for Mbutuma to have that kind of extend the lead.
Now, we spoke about the quality of his distribution. Patrick Maswanganyi came off the bench as a change back. Still 10 minutes remaining, you know. Here, Nimtachela. Moremi with a little attempted step over past Marcel. Back where it all started. Nimtachela. Self-created by Nkosanati Zibisa. I don't think he's put a foot wrong all day, to be honest.
I don't think he was tested to the limit.
From a passage into the second round of the CAF Champions League for Orlando Pirates. And then it's also a little level at 1-1 on the aggregate scoreline with Cubby score. And having to keep half an eye on that match. And at one stage, about 5 minutes ago, there was...
this afternoon.
Yeah, big time. And there's no substitute for experience. And Orlando Pirates have challenge Belusi Buthelezi. So 15 or 25 seconds remaining until we get to second half stoppage time. I don't think there's any point in the stoppage time, but they'll have to be played anyway. Tito Maswanganyi indulging himself a little, not as much as we've seen in the past, but yeah, just a little how's your father, and show me your number sort of situation.
I think for him, coming from the injury, he's no longer the same Maswanganyi, but the quality that he possesses will always be a good addition to the Pirates midfield.